Today I would like to share with you the 5 basic things that I find to be very important in the process while we are steaming our milk. As a barista, I found these 5 basic things to be very important. They help in minimizing the wastage of our milk, but also in creating that perfect milk texture that will enable you to create a perfect latte art. Milk steaming is one of the most important processes that will enable you to create a perfect latte art. It helps you in heating up your milk, but also creating that perfect milk texture, which is going to enable you make a great latte art on your cup of coffee. So I'm going to be explaining to you step by step 5 of these basic things so that you can know the use and how you can implement them in your coffee shop. First key thing, this is choosing the right size of milk jug considering the cup of coffee that you're making. Milk jugs are very important because they are the ones we use while we are steaming our milk. So you need to choose the perfect size of your milk jug that will match with your cup of coffee so that you can minimize the wastage of your milk. Using a smaller milk jug on a big cup of coffee, you're going to end up having an underpour of your latte art on your cup of coffee. And if you use a big jug on a small cup of coffee, you're going to have a high wastage of your milk. Next key thing is choosing the right milk while steaming. Milk is the raw material while you are steaming. That's why it's very important. If you're a beginner barista, I would recommend you start with a full fat milk. This has the right amount of fats in your milk that is going to enable you to create that perfect milk texture so that you can be able to make a great latte art on your cup of coffee. This leads us to the next key thing, and this is purging of our steaming wand. This is rarely talked about, but it's one of the most important key things if you want to create that perfect milk texture. Purging of our steaming wand, it helps in removing the stuck water in the steaming wand. Whenever the steam cools down in the steaming wand, it becomes water. So you're going to need to purge your steaming wand so that you can remove the stuck water in your steaming wand so that you can have the fresh steam. This is why you see most of the baristas in the morning will open up their steaming wand for a very long time. This is because we want to remove the remaining water in the steaming wand so that you can have the perfect steam that is going to create that perfect milk texture. And if you're in a busy cafe, you need to just purge it for a short period of time so that you can be able to create that perfect milk texture. If you don't purge your steaming one, you're going to end up putting water into your milk, and this is going to prevent you from having that perfect milk texture for making a good latte art. And also your coffee might end up tasting watery. And the 4th key thing, this is a general guide when you're steaming your milk. We start by purging our steaming one. We're going to need a separate cloth that's used for cleaning our steaming one. We purge our steam one. Then pour our milk into our milk jug. Just below the spout, we'll start our steam. Position your steaming one in the right position so that you can inject in the air but also create a swelling motion so that you can easily mix up the milk and the foam to create that perfect milk texture. So at a 60 to 70 degree temperature is the perfect one when you're steaming your milk. This is going to give that natural sweetness of your milk into the coffee and create that perfect taste of your coffee. The last key thing, this is swelling and tapping your milk. After steaming your milk, most of the times you're having small bubbles on your milk. You need to tap down your jug so that you can break the bubbles that are on top of your milk. And also you can swell it so that you can evenly mix and have that perfect milk texture so that you can be able to create a perfect latte art. But one of the key things that you need to know how to deal with, and it's a challenge most of the baristas face, is how to steam and create a good latte art using the non-dairy milk alternatives. It's one of the trending things in the coffee industry. Many coffee lovers are going in for the non-dairy milk alternatives like the oat milk, soya milk, coconut milk, and the almond milk. These non-dairy milk alternatives are quite challenging when it comes to steaming and creating a good latte art on them. This video here is a full guide on how you can steam and create a good latte art using the non-dairy milk alternatives like the oat milk, coconut milk, and the almond milk.